Porch Talks aren't just a podcast. They're a part of our lives. We carry them with us wherever we go. These are the honest late-night talks with friends who know all of our hearts and still won't leave us. These are the tearful moments of reconciliation with beloved parents whom we've hurt or have hurt us. These are the moments in relationship where we're confused about exactly where we stand with Jesus. These are the bouts of frustration and hurt and mistrust that we harbor when we talk about the beautiful love of God. These are the Porch Talks, and they're ours.
Glorious light, I will go where you shine, break the dawn, crack the skies, make the way bright.
Hey guys, welcome to the Porch Talks. Today we're going to be in Joshua, and this is an incredible book full of God's promises and fulfillment, and God's promises and fulfillment. And today we're going to be in chapter 6, and that one's no different. So it starts with this really cool conversation with God and Joshua, and God is saying to Joshua, hey, I've already delivered this city into your hands, and I've given it, and these walls of Jericho are going to fall down, but this is how you're going to do it. You're going to take the Ark of the Covenant, and you're going to take some people, and you're going to walk around this city once a day for 6 days. And then on the 7th day, you're going to walk around 7 times, and on the last time, you're going to take those trumpets, and you're going to blow the heck out of those trumpets, and you are going to shout, and the walls are going to fall down. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm telling you, if God is telling me that walls of a city are going to come down from me blowing a trumpet, I kind of think he lost it. He's off his rocker a little bit. And so I look at Joshua, and I see that he doesn't have this kind of moment of second-guessing God. He doesn't have this moment of, man, I don't know if that's going to work, God. And he turns from this conversation of God, or with God, and he turns to his people, and he says, hey, this is what we're going to do. This city's already delivered into our hands. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk around the city, and the last time we're going to raise a shout, and these walls are going to fall down. And so I was looking at this moment this past week and trying to think, like, man, how does he have the faith to have this kind of no hesitation moment of knowing God is going to do what he says he's going to do? And so I wonder if Joshua looked back and he said, man, I know, God, you are going to come through this time because you came through time and time again in my life. So I know there's no doubt that you're going to come through again, and those walls are going to come down. And I read in Hebrews that very history with God. I look in Hebrews 11, and it has this beautiful rundown of faith and what faith has accomplished. It says faith, it is by faith that the Red Sea was parted. It is by faith that Rahab was set free. And it is by faith that the walls of Jericho came down. And so I look at this faith and I say, man, why is that not the same kind of faith I see in my life? Why do I have these moments of hesitation when God says clearly go and do something? I have these moments of hesitation where I wait weeks and sometimes months to do what God's told me to do. And I realize that there's an action step that has to come with this faith. I can't just live off my faith alone. See, sometimes in my life, there's these seasons of busyness, and there's these seasons where weeks or months where I'm just busy and life is crazy, and I have a wife and I have a full-time job and I have this and that, and I try to just let my faith ride out. I try to say, hey, for the next month, I'm gonna let my faith take care of my Christianity and my soul and my salvation, and I'm not really gonna put much action into this. So I remember this time back in high school. We used to all go out at night, and we used to try and find the biggest bridges that we could find to go jump off. And I remember one night we're up on this bridge, and I'm with 3 other dudes, and we're about to jump off, and we're all kind of whoever jumps off is the most brave. And I'm sitting up there, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna do it. And 5 minutes later, I find myself on this same bridge saying, I'm gonna do it, guys, I swear I'm gonna jump. You know what? I learned something on that night, that deciding to jump off of a bridge is not the same as jumping. I see this time and time again in my life where I have decided to get up and get in the Word, and I have not jumped for over a week or 2 weeks or months. And I have seen this in my life, battling addiction and wanting to decide fully in my heart that I'm gonna battle this and not living that out and putting the action towards that. I've seen this time and time in my life where I wanna love my wife and I wanna do something with everything I got in me, and I wait weeks and months to live this stuff out. So I realized that there's in my part and there's God's part. And God's part, he is faithful to do. In my part, I rarely come through in that. So I don't know where you guys are at. I don't know what the Jericho wall in your life is. I don't know what this thing is that you are sitting here and you're looking at it and you're saying, man, I know God can do that, but I don't know if I can do that. Like, I don't know if I have what it takes to go walk around this city and do what God is calling me to do. I don't know whether that's addiction. I don't know whether that is divorce is on the horizon. I don't know whether that's getting in your Word every morning. And I don't know if that's saying no to the desires of my flesh when I'm up late at night by a computer. But I know that there's one thing that is true, that God's promises are something that we can count on. It's something that I know when he says I'm going to do something, he does it. But I also know that there's a my part to that, and that I have to choose to not just sit on the bridge and say that I'm going to decide to jump off. I'm really going to jump. I know that I have to not just say that, but I have to do it. I have to get up and I have to leave the safety and the comfort of this sturdy bridge, and I got to dive in the water. So thanks for listening, guys. These are the Porch Talks. See you next week.
I glorious light. I will go where you shine. Break the dawn.